Transformers Rise of the Beasts is set in 1994, and the film follows ex military electronics expert Noah Diaz, played by Anthony Ramos, and artifact researcher Eleanor Wallace, played by Dominique Fishback, as they help the Autobots and the Maximals to protect an artifact known as the Transwarp Key from the villainous Terracons, who intend to use it to bring their planet-eating master Unicron to Earth. Alrighty, so with my experience with the Transformers movies, I don't think I've ever reviewed any of them on my YouTube channel or posted. I've seen them, but I'd never actually posted. I've seen all of them. I'm all caught up with the Transformers movies, but like I don't think I've actually posted an actual review of any of the movies, not even Bumblebee, on my YouTube channel. But here I'll just give you the basic rundown. I know the movies, the main movies that everyone knows are directed by Michael Bay, who does, I do believe he is a producer, he is one of the producers of this film. But he's the director of the main Transformers movie with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. And I heard I heard critics say that the first Michael Bay movie wasn't, isn't that bad. And I was like, all right, so I sat down, I watched it. And you know what? I would have actually bought the movie, if it did not have the stupid, juvenile Michael Bay, just disgusting sexual like humor and his what he thinks is a good like sense of humor and all that. I just if it if they if the movie had took out all that, I might have actually bought it. But everything after that was complete shit after shit after shit. It was just garbage, a big pile of dog shit. And for some reason, these movies are, even though the stories and the characters are absolute garbage, they're making so much money, like millions and billions of dollars at the box office. What's wrong with you people? Anyway, and then Bumblebee came around, and it looked, unique. And then I saw the movie, and finally, a good, no, wait, no, a great Transformers movie that does not have that disgusting juvenile Michael Bay sense of humor. Oh my God. And it was great. I was like, finally, the first Transformers movie that's actually good, that audience and the critics really liked, including myself. I bought the movie and I rewatched it. I didn't rewatch the whole Transformers franchise because I really I can't survive. I can't survive Michael Bay's juvenile sense of humor. But I did rewatch Bumblebee because this movie, technically it's a standalone sequel to Bumblebee, but it is set in the same universe and all that. But yeah, I didn't see this movie in theater, but one of my coworker, she's a huge Transformers fan. So she went out and she saw the movie herself, and she told me about her little review of the film. She gave me her review of the film, her opinion of it, and she thought it was all right, and it could have been better. And that's the thing, and that's what I think, and that's pretty much my opinion. After walking out, coming away from this film, it's all right. I have mixed feelings, and it could have been better, but it's not the worst. So yeah, but unfortunately, this film, Rise of the Beast, is considered a financial disappointment, and it's the lowest grossing installment in the franchise, with a production budget of between, I would say, roughly around 195 to $200 million. So yeah, I will say this: Anthony Ramos, I did like his character, his performance. I did like his performance. performance more than the other woman. Than the other woman. I think there's only two of there's only two of them that really stood out to me. There's only two of them, but only one of them. There's two, like for me, there's two main human characters. There's the guy and the girl. Dominique. Dominique and Anthony. But for me, I really don't give a shit about Dominique. She's not. I really did not care about her character. I was actually more interested with Anthony Ramos's character than I did with Dominique. I don't know why she's here in the first place. But yeah. So there are some ups and downs to this film, and the pros and cons. So I'll break it down with you, and let's see how this film goes. So it is, if you are a huge hardcore Transformers fan, you might be able to pick up these references, Easter eggs, and these and pretty much maybe more. This is a faithful adaptation to the 1984 G1 cartoon and the 1999's Beast Wars cartoon. And Noah, like I said, Noah Diaz, played by Anthony Ramos. I know other people. I know there are people out there. I'm sure there are people out there who like the character of Eleanor Wallace, played by Dominique Fishback. But I really don't care about her personally. Like I said, I don't know why she's here in the first place. But Anthony Ramos, Noah Diaz serves as an enjoyable human lead, while helping the climax and joining the action with the Autobots and the Maximals. In the opening scene, it established the Maximals, the threat of Unicron and Scourge, is intimidating and is more than meets the eyes. The Transformers are finally given a bigger role in the movie and have more screen time, which is great. Because usually these movies are really focused on human characters, just pretty much all of them. And speaking of, each Transformer has a personality and colorful designs that really stand out. Specifically, Mirage, who I didn't know was voiced by Pete Davidson, so that just really blew my mind. Who serves as the Autobot companion for Noah and the comedic relief. Um, you know, Mirage was a big highlight in the film, with his somewhat juvenile but ultimately hilarious humor. And that's the thing. Um, I he was for me it was pretty neutral. Um, he wasn't that bad, but he wasn't that great either. But I did like him. I started opening up to him and liking him more near the end in the final battle, Mirage. So yeah, Optimus Prime has a great character arc in this film, intertwining with Noah's character arc during the whole movie, and the action was good too. From the museum battle to the final battle, you can see who's who and what's happening with all the explosive fun that went into that went into this Transformers film, and the film combines the best of both worlds, being the explosive mayhem, uh, and the heart of Bumblebee. Bayhem, as in Michael Bay and mayhem. And the soundtrack that's composed is really really good. Um, I wasn't really listening to it, but I thought it was not bad. And there are there are not a whole lot, but there are a few emotional and heartfelt moments here and there, that is very touching. And unlike the previous installments in this franchise, the Transformers Rise of the Beast follows Bumblebee's one time at a forgiving 2 hour and 7 minutes. I actually clocked that in and did the calculation. And then Scourge is an evil threat that can scare the younger audiences. Um, and The voice cast all around is pretty great. Peter Cullen is what can I say about Peter Cullen? He is Optimus Prime. He is like I can't think of any other actor voicing Optimus Prime. He is Optimus Prime, and that's amazing. And Michelle Yeoh, I was like, wait a minute, I know that. I was like, wait a minute, the bird creature thing that when she's talking, I'm like, I recognize that voice. That's Michelle Yeoh. And I was like, oh my god. Um, and like I said, I didn't recognize Pete Davidson's voice until I, looked up the cast list. Well, the unless until the credits started rolling, and yeah, and Pete Davidson and Peter Dinklage. I didn't even Peter Dinklage is another actor that I didn't know was in this film until the credits started rolling. But yeah, the voice cast is just great all around, and the designs are very faithful to both the G1 cartoons and the Beast Wars cartoons. The CGI, the CGI, it's good in some parts. It's great. Maybe like I don't know, maybe some of the mouth movements from the Transformers look weird, but I thought it was really good. So yeah, those are pretty much all the positives that I can give this. Now let's dive into the negatives, the cons, because as I said before, nothing. As I said before in my previous videos and all my other reviews, no film is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Um, so, despite being titled Rise of the Beasts, the Maximals appear for just 70 minutes in and don't have much screen time, with Optimus Prime having the most screen time at 9 minutes and 47 seconds. So, yeah. Wheeljack's design in the film caused a lot of controversy, with fans giving the design a lot of backlash. Scourge or Scourge, Scourge, I want to call him Scourge, whatever, could be seen as an intimidating threat while also being one dimensional and bland for some people. Um, including myself, the plot is something that this franchise has done several times. Like we've seen it, the plot is very predictable. That is the main problem with these Transformers movies. It's the plot. It's we've seen this. It's always fucking Earth, something or someone. It's taking Earth or doing something to Earth, and it's predictable. It's predictable and can be boring. The film's breakneck pace can make the plot and story feel a bit rushed, especially with the Maximals, and the final battle has been criticized for being both too long and going back to previous installments, and it being nowhere near as exciting or explosive as Bay films before it. And believe it or not, fans have given the ending of a potential G.I. Joe crossover a lot of criticism. That is something interesting going forward. I don't know what the name of the next Transformers movie. Maybe there's going to be a G.I. Joe film, and then after that, a crossover between, and then finally the crossover between Transformers and G.I. Joe. Because you gotta like establish G.I. Joe first before you do your crossovers, before you do a crossover. But yeah, and a lot of the marketing really did spoiled Bumblebee's Mirage and Battletrap's deaths in this film. So that's another issue with this film. Well, not with the film, but like, the marketing, you know, making, promoting this film. That's really the promotion. But that's pretty much it. But that's pretty much it. And yeah. So two sequels are in development, while an animated prequel is set on Cybertron. Transformers 1 is scheduled Transformers 1 is scheduled to be released on September 13, 2024. So there's that. So it's very interesting. I am very interested at what their goal is for the future of this franchise. I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah. So anyway, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to listening to my review. I really do appreciate it, and I would appreciate it more if you like and subscribe. And when you like and subscribe, it really helps my channel up. It really boosts my channel. And I want my community, I would love for my community to grow and to thrive into this giant, like, I don't know, like this giant, phenomenon, and more people start coming in, because I want to turn my community into a family. Because, if you're part of my community, you're part of my family. So that would mean a lot, and thank you so much, and I'll see all of you lovely people in my next video.